Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the SBH Award Ceremony. Tonight is about you. SBH is a volunteer organization that prides itself on recruiting the most unbelievable people in our community to volunteer their time, their skills, their energy, and their passion to help everyone in our community. And tonight, we're able to recognize those individuals that went above and beyond, that really gave of themselves more than anyone can ever imagine in order to help others. What we do at SBH on a day-to-day basis is something that other communities can only dream about. But they can't do it because they don't have the volunteers that we have. They don't have you. Tonight, we hope that by seeing the different things that SBH does, you'll become inspired. You'll be inspired about what we do, and you'll be inspired through all the volunteers that give of themselves. We hope that you too will one day give of yourself, if you don't already, and become part of this unbelievable night. We celebrate the success that all of you have tonight. I congratulate all our volunteers in advance, and congratulate everyone, and hope to see many more people in the room next year. Thank you and good evening.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוקינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר החנוכה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוקינו מלך העולם שעשה ניסים לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. במעות צור ישועתי לך נאה לשבח תיכון בתפילתי ושם תודה נזבח לעת הכי נמדבח מצרם נבח אז גמור בשיר מזמור חנוכת המזבח אז גמור בשיר מזמור חנוכת המזבח. חנוכה שמח.
Josh hurried out of his house. He had a very, very important interview to get to. You see, he was seeking a job. And in the process, he applied for a job, something that was well beyond what he deserved, but he said, let me give it a shot. And he finally got a chance to have the interview. He leaves his house hurriedly that morning to get there on time. And as he barrels down the steps and he leaves his apartment building, it's pouring outside. He rushes to the train. He takes the train a short distance. He ascends the stairs off the platform, comes back onto the street. He looks at his watch and he notices he's late. He rushes past the people and he finally gets to the building, but as he turns the corner, he notices that there's a little boy who had just fallen off his bicycle. And there he lie on the ground. He looks at his watch, I'm late, but his conscience pulls at him and he says, I have to help this boy. And so he bends down, he picks him up, he dusts him off, he lifts up his bicycle, he makes sure that the boy is okay, and then he goes on his way. He runs up the stairs, he knocks on the door, the secretary lets him in, he says, I'm sorry that I'm late, can I please see the CEO? I have an interview. She says, sure, she lets him in. There he sits in the office face to face with a CEO, a grim-looking CEO. Surely, Josh says, I'm now going to be ridiculed for being late to a very important interview. Surely he's going to tell me there's no shot you have this job. Surely he's going to tell me you blew your chance. But to his surprise, the CEO breaks out in a broad smile. He looks across the desk and he says, "Josh, take my hand. Welcome aboard. The job is yours." Bewildered, he says, "Sir, I don't understand. I came late. I'm drenched from head to toe. I didn't impress you with my knowledge. I didn't satisfy you with my answers. I didn't make you happy about this interview. Tell me, how is it possible that I have this job?" He says, "You see, as you were late, I looked out the window wondering where you were. And then I saw a man barreling down the street, turning the corner, in a great rush to get somewhere. And I saw as you passed a boy, he was on the floor. And I watched as you lifted him up, you dusted him off, and you made sure that he was okay. Josh, see, what you don't know is that boy was my son. Nothing makes me more impressed than people who care for my children. Nothing makes me more satisfied than people who take care of my children." Hashem looks at his people and he watches as we go about our day. He watches as we go about working, taking care of our families, hurrying from errand to errand, from place to place. He sees as we go about the regular daily activities of life. He watches. But nothing makes him more satisfied. Nothing impresses Hashem more than when we take care of his children. The Torah tells us that Yaakov Abinu sent his son Yosef to go look after his brothers. And en route in that journey, Yosef meets a man. And at that juncture, he sees the man, and the man asks him, "Ma tebakesh?" What do you seek? What are you looking for? And Yosef answers very curiously. He says, "Achai anochi mevakesh." My brothers do I seek. Why the redundancy? What are you searching for? My brothers. One word answer. Why my brothers do I seek? The explanation is that Yosef was conveying that it's constantly on my mind. My brothers' well-being, how they're doing, I am constantly concerned for them. Achai anochi mevakesh. I care about my brothers. I seek my brothers now and always. Tonight, we honor and we celebrate those who are seekers. Those who say day in and day out, Achai anochi mevakesh. I seek my brothers. How are my brothers doing? How are my sisters doing? How are they faring? How is their well-being? We celebrate and we honor those who constantly ask the question, what can I do for others? The Hafetz Haim says that the map in heaven looks nothing like the one we have down here. He says the map that we have on this world shows many metropolises. It shows Washington, D.C., London, and Paris. It shows these places in big, bold fonts with stars denoting their importance. But the map in heaven shows the great, iconic places of Judaism. Those are the places that get the best spots of prominence in the map of heaven. Dare I say it, that here, 425 Kings Highway has a very, very prominent place in the map in heaven. I would venture to say that it dwarfs places like the White House and the Kremlin and Buckingham Palace and the Eiffel Tower. In the heavens, the map that they have shows the most glorious building that our community has. It shows SBH. As we celebrate the holiday of Hanukkah, a question arises. What's so special about a few Jews who kindled a small kosher vase of oil? What's so special? Congratulations. They saw it, they lit it. Mazal tov, mabruk, move on. What's so special is the following. You see, when that group of Jews entered the Bet HaMikdash, it was in a state of chaos and disarray. It was absolutely, positively nothing like it had formerly looked. Its glory was completely diminished. They could have easily looked around and said, light the menorah? For what? What purpose does this serve? A little jug of oil? What's it going to do? What use is lighting this vase of oil? But that's not what they said. Instead, they took that oil, they kindled that flame, and forever we have a light amidst darkness. The volunteers here at SBH, they see situations in other people's lives. They could see moments of chaos and disarray. They could see families that are completely destroyed, and they could easily say, what on earth am I going to be able to do? What could I possibly do for such a family? What's it going to help? Why take off my time, my family's time? Why go through the effort? But instead, that's not what they say. Instead, they say the exact opposite. There's a little oil, I'm going to kindle the flame. There's but a little oil left, I'm going to bring light into their darkness. That's what the volunteers do at SBH. These volunteers see a situation, somebody who needs love, and they provide it. They see somebody who needs care, and they give it in abundance. They see somebody who needs guidance, and they do everything they can to put them on the right path. They are constantly asking the question, what can I do for my fellow man? Achai, anochi mevakesh. If our community is an empire of chesed, then these great heroes are the soldiers on the front lines. Tonight, we honor them. We honor them not just for asking, what can I do for my fellow man? We honor them for the strength, the fortitude, and the beauty that they bring to our community. I've had the great privilege of watching them firsthand. They're nothing short of superhuman. All 3,200 plus. They are on the front lines. They are what make our glorious community so special. They are what make this empire strong. Hashem should bless them with the continued ability to do their magnificent work and give them the strength to continue to ask the question and to continue to say, Achai anochi mevakesh. Good night.
Thank you, Yehezkel Sion and Rabbi David Haber. That was beautiful.
Hi, you've reached SBH.
And now we begin with the presentation of the awards.
Hi, my name is Fortune Fahan, and I'm one of the Vice Presidents of SBH and the Chair of the Client Services Division. But the volunteer position that I'm most proud to be a part of is that of being a captain. Now let me explain. When a family comes into SBH for help, they are partnered up with what I call the Dream Team, a social worker who's a professional on staff at SBH, and a captain who's a community member that volunteers to enter into this family's life and help them to a better place. A captain, first and foremost, is a friend, someone there to let them know that they're not alone. We're here to help you, and we're going to help you to the other side. A captain has the ability to get financial assistance for this family to ease the pressure that they're feeling, but it is so much more than that. A captain is a shoulder to cry on, a sounding board, a trusted advisor. A captain helps lead a family in the right direction when they're a little bit lost and a little bit stuck. A captain sometimes networks to help a client find a better paying job, or may even accompany a sick client to a doctor's visit. There is nothing a captain won't do to help a family. A captain is a healer, a fixer, a supporter, a friend. The thousands of families that we've seen help through this model is a true testament to the beauty and the magic of SBH and the magic of the captain-client relationship. They say the giver benefits so much more than the receiver. For me, that is so, so true. Being a captain has enriched my life and given me a sense of purpose, and has helped me appreciate the gifts in my life. It is my honor to present the Captain of the Year award tonight. I remember when I first met this person, Michael Beta brought her in and said, "You need to meet her. She's amazing. She would be a great captain." And from the moment I met her, I knew he was right. When you meet Joyce Haddad, she is bubbly, warm. Her warmth is infectious, and you just know she's got this way with people. She came in, she almost with guns blazing, like ready to save the world, and boy, did she save so many. I've seen her work with so many different types of families, but the ones that stick out the most to me are a family with a single mother and also a widow, where she's literally taken on these families and their children. She's become another mother to them, a mentor, a cheerleader, a shoulder to cry on, a best friend. She's really become the angel. She's their everything. And I think when these kids march down the aisle, they're going to be marching down with her right behind them as well. She's somebody that goes all in, super dedicated. Her love, she does it with love. She loves doing it, and we're really so lucky to have her. She's an example for all, and I learned from her so much. It is my privilege to present the Captain of the Year award to Joyce Haddad.
So, whoa, thank you. I did not expect this at all. I'm so grateful for SBH to giving me the opportunity to give back, to form these relationships, to be able to help. I don't even know what to say. I don't think that I deserve this alone. This is not a job that a captain does alone at all. There's no way that I would have been able to do any of this without everyone behind me, without all the staff here, without all the social workers, without all the volunteers, without all the departments, without everyone who creates departments to give to us, be it the food pantry, the toy closet. Every day there's someone new who's creating something that helps us give our clients their best support. And I zero expected this. I am truly honored. I'm humbled. I'm thankful. I don't know what to say. I'm beyond words. I am very, very, very lucky that I'm able to give. I think that that's what it's all about. I think that there's moments in life where we need to receive, and we need to know that we could go somewhere for help. And then there's moments in life where we have the opportunity to give. And I'm very, very grateful to my family, to my kids, to my husband, to the support I have from my extended family, that I am able to be right now in the opportunity where I am able to give, because there are moments in life where I have needed to receive, and there's people there for me, and I know how hard that is, and now I'm able to give. And thank you, SBH, for not only this award, but allowing us as volunteers to do this, because there are so many people in need. So thank you.
I'm very excited and very honored to be able to give the Client Service Award to Sophia Sasson. She's been unbelievable for the past few years. We've been working together, giving out clothing and food cards, toys, lulavim to all the clients. And she's super organized, meticulous, on top of everything. And I know when I retire, SBH is going to be in great hands, all thanks to Sophia. There's no one like you. Congratulations.
So I have to say thank you. This is very unexpected, and I'm very in shock. I love whatever little things that I do for Bikor Halim, but I don't feel like I do enough. But I'm lucky to do whatever that I do, whatever chance that I do get to do for SBH, whatever holiday programs we do, whatever food drives and clothing that we give out and all of that. It's my favorite thing. I look forward to every holiday that comes up in our Jewish calendar. I look forward to my friends that I get to work with, everyone who works here, everyone who volunteers here, that I get to be a part of their lives. And I love hearing after each program, what Joe Madeline will come back and tell us, what a client said or what a social worker, is relaying that a client said. It's the best part of the whole thing. I still don't know why I'm getting this award. I honestly don't feel like I do enough. I say it all the time at home that I wish I could do more. But I'm glad that I guess I made a little bit of a difference if I'm getting this award. So thank you.
A number of years already. You've been doing lectures and presentations. You've been traveling to Brooklyn. You've traveled to Deal. You've traveled to Manhattan. Every time you come, people show up and people are inspired. More than once, we've been approached by someone who has told us something something you said in one of your presentations changed their lives. So this year, the Search Volunteer of the Year Award goes to you, Dr. Barbara Lauer Listhouse.
Wow, thank you so much.
And really, thank you so much for all of the work you've done for us. It has made such an impact on our families.
I've been involved in SBH for about 6 years now. I wish I was involved my whole lifetime, but that's when I started.
I always knew I wanted to be involved in SBH since I was a little girl.
So when I was younger, I attended SBH youth seminars with my dad as a child, and was always exposed to SBH and what they did.
I've been doing SBH pretty much since I was born.
Since I've been at SBH, I've helped almost 570 families.
My favorite part of volunteering in SBH is that my children get to see what I do. I get to include them in everything.
Volunteering for SBH makes me feel like I'm continuing the chain of chesed from one generation to the next.
On Fridays, me and a group of girls, we just do chesed for Helen's Chesed Heroes.
We deliver stuff to widows and we help out.
I help other people, I make them happy, we give them food for Shabbat.
I've done a lot of events in SBH and I've played many roles at my time here, but one thing that always sticks out and hits me is when we deliver food Monday night to the clients, just that smile on their faces that lights up the whole room.
We were lighting menorah for the seniors, and I went up to visit one of the elderly women that I visit weekly, and she was sitting there watching TV, and there was a menorah just sitting there waiting to be lit, and I offered to light for her, and we lit together, holding hands, and it was one of the most beautiful moments.
My favorite part about volunteering is the friendships I've made. I have relationships with people that I've never thought in my life that I would have, and they're really the closest people to me.
I get to interact with all the high school students, and I made so many of my friends through SBH.
It's like you just joined a whole new family, and it's something you don't want to ever leave.
Till today, SBH has given me a toolbox. It taught me how to look up and not look down. It taught me to count my blessings. It taught me to be thankful for everything I have. And in a sense, it really taught me who I am and showed me what I have inside of me.
I think through volunteering, I grew as a person. I became more of a leader, more responsible. I think I grew up.
Volunteering for SBH makes me feel accomplished.
It makes me feel like I'm making other people happy.
When you see people happy doing for others, it makes you want to do it too.
Volunteering for SBH is my life.
Every morning when I wake up and I see that I get a text from Melissa, from Julie, I'm like, yes, it's my day, it's my turn. I really look forward to those texts.
The amount of work and the amount of programs and the amount of effort that goes into everything that SBH does, every day to me is mind-boggling.
Probably the greatest organization in the world.
It's just the core of our whole community. SBH does everything.
We need SBH and SBH needs us.
I'm like, look at this. We think we're doing them a favor. Meanwhile, they're doing us the favor.
Somebody that's thinking about becoming a volunteer, I would 100% recommend, because it's the most gratifying feeling to be able to give.
The way that they help in the different divisions that they have makes chesed being a much easier task.
So if anyone is thinking of, like I did, come to SBH and see what's available, but they're having some doubts because where exactly could someone with their interests and experience offer value? And probably there isn't such a place, so why even bother? That's a big mistake. That's a terrible mistake, because there are so many different ways of being part of SBH.
There's a catalog of volunteer opportunities. Pick one. There's something that you would definitely be interested in.
You should go for it. You should definitely go for it. There's so much need for so many different things.
I would suggest just give it an hour. Try it one time. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but I'm almost positive it will work, and you won't really want to leave.
I am an SBH volunteer.
I am an SBH volunteer.
I
am
an
SBH
volunteer.
David, it is my pleasure to be giving you this award on behalf of the SBH Counseling Center. Malky Plotzker, our clinical director, and myself have worked with you side by side, you being our chair along with your wife, Ella Sitt, and we can't thank you enough for all the help you've given us, specifically since we went into the pandemic. From the very beginning, you and Ayla were so helpful. You fell right into the position so easily. And we were so concerned when we needed somebody to replace Amy Shalom and Ed Adis, who was going to be there. And when you came on with Ayla, and I know this award is for you, David, but she is your better half, and I'm sure you'll agree. So we didn't know what to expect. But being that you are an excellent clinician in your own right, and you have such a strong business acumen, you were able to help us in ways that we never even knew possible, and we were able to grow because of you and service the community even better because of you. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I speak for Malky Plotzker as well, and for the community as a whole. Because being a volunteer is a selfless act. You have your own business, you have your own family, you have your own life, but you've put a lot aside to help us. And it is extremely, extremely appreciated by myself, my staff, the counseling center, and the community at large. Every client that's seen, that gets helped, that progresses, it is in your merit. And may Hashem continue to bless you and your family and give you the strength to continue to do the great work that you're doing for the SBH Counseling Center.
I want to thank Bikor Cholim for recognizing the time that myself and other volunteers have put into this year. This has been a tremendously challenging year, as we all know, with the pandemic and major shifts in awareness and consciousness and how to deal with such a pandemic. My wife, Ayla, I could not have done anything without Dr. Wife Ayla Sitt. And I want to also acknowledge my father, who passed this year, how much work he put into building community, and to be able to step up and do that in his honor gives me tremendous pride. And to be part of a great team at Bikor Cholim run by Jack Aney and Michael Beta and Fortune Faham and the other great volunteers of the organization has been a pleasure. and at the Mental Health Services Division. It's been great to work with everybody, Malki and Rhonda. Just such a tremendous team, so thank you for the recognition. I look forward to continuing my efforts and my wife Ayla together to help the community in any way we can. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Marjorie Ayash, and I'm Volunteer Coordinator at the SBH NJ branch, and I'm here to present the Volunteer of the Year Award to David Sacca. David Sacca is a phenomenal volunteer and has been with SBH since high school. From delivering meals to seniors to picking up and doing anything that we ask of him, David always does everything with a smile, and he inspires everyone around him. David, you really deserve this award, and I'm so happy that you got it.
I just want to say thank you to everybody in Deal for really letting me do what I do and deliver all the meals every week, and it's just something that I love so much, especially seeing all those seniors being happy, and I love doing what I do for SBH, and it's one of the organizations that I really love, and I hope to continue to do all the chesed and to continue for years to come. Thank you so much.
It's an honor for me to give out this year's New Jersey Captain's Award. This year's award goes to Vivian Sade-Gartenberg, who's always fun and upbeat. She has a great attitude. She's genuine, she's smart, encouraging, and dependable, and very respectful and understanding of all her clients' needs. Her genuine care, warmth, and empathy is felt by each of her clients and is a huge source of encouragement and hope for them. Vivian is in it for the long haul. She believes in her clients and sees their potential. No matter how many cases Vivian is working on at one time, she was always willing to take another if she's able to help. We are so fortunate to have Vivian on our team, and any client who has Vivian as their captain is a lucky one. So thank you, Vivian, for all you do. It's an honor to work alongside you and to call you a good friend. Best of luck.
I was just talking to somebody, and she was saying the people you help will be your judges and in Olam Haba. And I said the truth is I do it just because I love to help and I love my clients, and it's just so rewarding to always see them grow and just do better for them. That's all really. It's my pleasure really, and I'm always there for whenever they need me. And thank you so much. And to all of you, really, I love Bikur Halim. Everybody at Bikur Halim, really, always there. Just, I've learned from you. This is what I like. This is why I became who I became as a captain, because of you guys and your guidance. And thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
My name is Albert Antaby with the SBH Career Coaching Team in New Jersey. Last week, I was asked by Shiri and Rita to present this year's New Jersey Career Coach of the Year Award. Of course, I was honored to do so, as I have seen firsthand what an impact this person has made. This year, the award is being given to David Gindi. David has taken the SBH Career Division to new heights. When David is assigned a new client, he immediately assesses the situation, emphasizes with each client, and offers many creative ideas and solutions. David has coached numerous clients, some of which are our most complicated, and has guided them through their job search process. But that is not enough for David. In his own words, when David meets a client, a lifelong bond is formed between them. Even after the client finds employment, David continues to check in with them on a weekly basis, encouraging each client, assisting them with financial and other decisions, and continuing his relationship as a coach and as a friend. Quietly, he invests immeasurable hours in each SBH relationship. David is always available to analyze, brainstorm, and network on behalf of those clients. We immediately recognized that our graded community could benefit from David, and we are now proud to share David as a client services captain as well. David's energy, passion, and dedication to our community brings out the best in all of us and inspires the staff and volunteers. Thank you, David, for being part of our family and inspiring us all.
That's right. Thank you very much. I'm honestly speechless. I've only been doing this for a couple of months, and I'd love to say, the team here is unbelievable. You pick up a phone, you get Shiri in 5 seconds, you call Rita, Rita calls you right back. I mean, just dealing with everybody. Lauren is hands down the best administrator in the place. And you know, everybody, Barbara Batty, Sarah Azar, and these are just a couple of people that I work with, and I don't even think I've scratched the surface of what goes on here. So I guess I'm going to say I'm the lucky one to be involved here with the greatest group of people I've ever worked with. I'm so upset that I didn't do this years ago. I'm really, honestly, I'm completely touched to the bone on it. It's crazy. It's crazy. So thank you very much. I accept it with complete humility. Thank you.
I want to thank Charles for giving me this opportunity to make a second video. I was completely surprised this morning and really had no idea that this was coming. And while I know I thanked, and I hope I thanked everybody, I think I might have missed Jack and Mark. There's one person that I really want to be clear about in giving thanks. And that's Rita Shabbat. And I've said this before and I will say it again. Everything that I do is because of Rita and for Rita. And the reason for that is 8 years ago, I walked into her office as somebody looking for my next job. And she sat me down. We had long conversations. She really helped me not only better myself, but also find the perfect job for me. And I'm in that job today, 8 years later, and it's honestly the greatest job in the world. But without Rita and without her SBH team and everybody that helps, I don't know where I would be today in terms of a career. So again, Rita, thank you. Thank you for taking me under your wing 8 years ago. And like I said, I will continue to do what I'm doing because of you and for you. Thank you.
One of the most beautiful things about volunteering at Sephardic Bikur Cholim is people get a chance to take their talents and their passions and use them to help others. We've seen so many different cases of people who have incredible skills, incredible gifts that they're able to share with so many people and bring joy to so many lives. There are a few who exemplify that more than our next performers. We've asked them to do everything from fly to Florida on almost no notice, to this year perform in parking lots outside of the senior home, the Ahiezer building. They have become an integral part of who we are at SBH. They're the founders of the SBH music program, which has meant so much to our seniors in their isolation over the course of these months, and have brought their joy, their talent, their skill to SBH in so many different and important ways. More than that, they've become in many respects the official band of SBH, the individuals that we turn to when we need to bring a smile to our face, when we need to bring some joy and add some sunshine to a program. Inevitably, the name we think of is RJ2.
Thank you, Charles. Happy Hanukkah, everybody. We're RJ2. We're thrilled to be here to do a live premiere of our new song, Al Anisim. It'll take you through Jewish history and all the beautiful miracles and wondrous deeds that God has done for us. And we're going to play it for you right now.
על הניסים ועל הפורקן, על הגבורות ועל התשועות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. It started back with Abraham, got thrown into the Kivshan, to Tenimil Yaakov, through the trickery of Laban, living down in Mitzrayim, 210 and counting, working every day and night. בחומר ובנים וישמע השם נקתם ויזכור אותנו מסר מכות לקריאה יחשוף כהרף עין we were בני חורין על הזה אחשוורוש והמן in the city of Shushan ביקש להשמיד להרוג ולאבד את כל היהודים ביום אחד והיוונים בימי מתתיהו החשמונאי רצו לשכחנו ומתורתנו המן ובניו תלו על העץ ונהפוכו ומסעת הגיבורים ביד חלשים ביד צדיקים ביד עוז כתורתך על הניסים ועל הפורקן על הגבורות ועל התשועות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה בימים ההם בזמן הזה From 1948 to the Six-Day War again on Yom Kippur and so many more when our backs are against the wall you raise us up I remember when the scuds rained down and when you shielded us from mortar cloud when it seems like it's all against our odds you raise us up על הניסים ועל הפורקן על הגבורות ועל התשועות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה על הניסים ועל הפורקן על הגבורות ועל התשועות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה בימים ההם בזמן הזה
This next song is called Olam Chesed Yibaneh, and it really encompasses everything that SBH is about. It was actually written and inspired by SBH a couple of years ago. Besides it being about building the world through chesed, which is what SBH really means and is really defined by, but also allows people like ourselves, people like you guys out there, to do the chesed in your own way, to use the strengths that Hashem gave you and give with those strengths. Even here within SBH, all the different divisions that are going, all the different divisions and programs that are going on, whether you're a captain, whether you're working behind the scenes in the office, each person is using their own unique abilities and the special aspect that they have inside of them to do that chesed and to take everything but take the initiative and give back.
So this song, written for SBH, is really a testimony to giving us an opportunity to create with music our chesed to everyone around us. And we want to thank SBH with it. This is called Olam Chesed Yibaneh.
I got the power in my hands, yeah, to change the world just as you planned. Gonna give it all now from my heart, the way you designed it from the start. Olam Chesed Yibaneh.
I got the power in myself, yeah. God has given me and no one else. Gotta give it all the way I can. Gonna build the world with who I am. Olam Chesed Yibaneh.
Gonna build the world with who I am. Olam Chesed Yibaneh.
on, and deep inside the kindness always flows. With emunah, it's where I stand, gonna build a world with who I am. Olam chesed yibaneh. Gonna build a world with who I am. Olam chesed yibaneh. We're gonna build a world with who I am. Gonna build Olam chesed yibaneh. Gonna build a world with who I am. Olam chesed yibaneh. With kindness we build the world, the power's in our hands. Give it all and give it all and give it all. With kindness we build the world, the power's in our hands. Give it all and give it all. So give it all, yeah, give it all. With kindness we build the world, the power's in our hands. And give it all. With kindness we build the world, the power's in our hands.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you guys. I know we've spoken before, and I know this is not an honor you would ever even think about seeking out. It's something we feel obliged to give to you guys and to share with you and with your families, maybe most importantly. We want to acknowledge the incredible work you guys did for the community this year, not just for SBH, but really the broader community, very quietly in your own way. And we wanted to acknowledge and present the Aza family with the SBH Award for Development for 2020. Congratulations, Mabruk to you all. Inspiring work that you did this year.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it, but we're more appreciative that we were able to help, be there in the time of need. Back in March and April, when this whole thing was developing, we thought how we could reach out and help, and the number one organization in our community we thought of was SBH, that we could be there to help those who were suddenly thrown out of their jobs, their livelihood, their income, and that's more overwhelming than you could imagine, and overwhelming for SBH to have to deal with. So we sat together and we said, we're in a very serious situation here. How can we help and who can we help? And the number one organization on our list was SBH, and we're very appreciative to Hashem to have been there and be able to help. And we thank SBH for all the work they're doing and continuing to do for our community.
Your tzedakah has to be written like a business and say, you look at the laws of tzedakah. Where am I supposed to give it? How am I supposed to give it? You're using tzedakah as prescribed by, by the laws of Shulchan Aruch and as advised by the rabbis. So, so we just want other people to see, that helping your community first is the way to go, and that's been our focus.
You really did inspire not just me, but as a domino effect, Charles, me, the rest of our team, to say, you know what, the community is up for this challenge, and you didn't shy away from that moment. So it's no exaggeration whatsoever to say, of course, you inspired me personally, but the entire community then rallied around what you did as a first act of kindness. So Hazak Baruch to all of you. It could have easily, the moment could have slipped away and nobody would have ever known the difference, but you guys made the difference. And so you deserve this award more than anyone else I could ever think of. And Mabruk to you all, Hazak Baruch, really tremendous.
Hi, I'm so honored to be presenting this year's Food Pantry Award to Remy Zaytouni and Sabrina Benin. We want to acknowledge their outstanding commitment to cooking since the onset of the pandemic. They have been cooking hundreds of meals weekly, and it's just been a magnificent, amazing program that they came up with on their own. And they've been consistent, and the clients appreciate everything so much. And we would not have been able to get through this pandemic without them. So we want to thank them and wish them many blessings, and they are an amazing team, so thank you.
We just wanted to say thank you so much for honoring us with this award.
We're so happy that we chose to join the SBH team during this pandemic in order to help those in need.
We couldn't have done it without the support of our crew.
Looking forward to expanding in the Upper East Side. Thank you guys.
So I don't even know. Charles, Jack doesn't know. We're gonna.
Not a clue.
So Jack, we have every year. We have an awards ceremony at SBH, and it honors various people that have really put themselves out there for the organization and for the community. And we usually do it by division. Each division, finds one person they think really stepped up. And this year we want to honor you for all of your contributions. We know you would never seek it out. We know you would never look for an honor. We know you would do it. You do it for all the right reasons. So
Thank you.
Nothing to do with receiving any kind of appreciation for it. But nevertheless, it is appropriate.
Thank you very much. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I was never an athlete like Michael, so this might be my first real award. And Michael, to you, I do owe it to you that one day you offered me a lift that morning from Purim. Charles, I told Michael when he drove me to work one day after Purim morning. We went like the 5:30 minyan. He drove me to work. And I told him, just speaking, candidly about, I always wanted to get involved, but in a way, I never really seeked it out. I wasn't involved in high school when, a lot of people get involved. And I don't know if the word is shy, but I never really asked, right? And I was almost, I guess, waiting for someone to ask me, which sounds a little silly. So then Michael told me, all right, well, you want to get involved? Come tonight. We have a meeting. And I remember I went to the first thing and I will say that I'm very humbled, but I really do it because I don't want to minimize it. It's not hard. And, just as long as you give your time, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
I remember at the time thinking, I don't need help, I just need a baby. And it took me a long time to realize that I did in fact need help. And when I finally did realize that, there wasn't anywhere to turn.
You definitely feel alone, like you're the only person in the world going through that at the time.
I felt scared. I felt like I had no one really to turn to.
And you have a lot of highs and lows. Sometimes you feel very empowered to get through it, and sometimes you feel like you're at rock bottom and you want to give up.
I definitely had a little bit of a feeling of anxiety.
I definitely felt like I didn't need to keep quiet. I told people around me what was going on because I didn't want anyone to not know why I was sensitive, angry, in a bad mood. And I felt like that helped me, and I feel like that will help other people by having someone who went through it, or just even people understanding what they're going through.
Knowing that when someone else is sharing the same problem as you, that you feel better.
I've been involved with SBH for a very long time, and many people turn to SBH for help. And unfortunately, a program like this did not exist specifically for our community members until today. I'm the co-chair of the SBH Fertility Support Program along with Michelle Sasson and Gladys Hazen. We've been very, very excited to get this program off the ground. Since summer 2018, it's been a gem of an idea, and to see it now come to fruition and slowly be able to develop and grow it into something really, truly a necessity and something amazing for our community has been a privilege.
We got a fertility and loss training from Karen Geffen, led by Rhonda Adesky and Karen Friedman. It was a 3-day training where they taught us all about fertility and loss, some of the different dynamics that will play out with clients, and they taught us a very specific manualized program that uses cognitive behavioral therapy as a form of treatment, as well as mind-body.
Part of the fertility program was putting together beautiful packages to give to clients of just as a feel-good, make them feel special and know that they're cared about. And one day I was running into Brooklyn and someone said, "Oh, would you deliver a package into Brooklyn?"
So Katie Harari came in and trained a group of women yoga teachers from the community in order to empower them with the ability to help women who are going through fertility.
I ring the doorbell and I wasn't sure if I was even at the right house. And I said, I didn't want to say what the package was for because it is private. And finally, the right person came to the door and I said, I have a package. And she goes, I think it's for me. And I said, okay, here you go. And she said, thank you so much. I cannot believe that I am actually taking something from Bikor Halim. I usually give. This is so special. And she got so teary-eyed about just receiving something for her, that someone was thinking about her.
We were trained for a peer-to-peer program on how to maintain a relationship with someone who is going through something similar to what we went through. At the time, I needed a friend, and the last round of infertility that I went through, I had one, and I saw what a difference it made in my experience. So I hope that I could give back and be that person for somebody else.
There actually are a number of organizations already doing an amazing job in this field, and we're able to connect our clients to the right place. Anything that's beyond the purview of our program as it stands today, we could connect you to wherever it is and whoever it is that can help you the best. So
The reaction of the women who are coming in for the yoga classes is so heartwarming to see how much they appreciate just the normal experience of slowing down, connecting to their breath.
We have been able to connect a lot of our clients to the SBH Counseling Center, to therapists who have been trained in fertility and loss, which makes the program well-rounded in terms of the many different resources that we offer our clients.
This summer we had our first launch event, and while we were planning it, we were going back and forth. Maybe we'll get 50 people, maybe we'll get 100 people. come the day of, and we had standing room only. Over 450 women came. There was not a dry eye in the place.
And I looked at her and her eyes were welling with tears, and I said, "Do you need a hug?" And she said, "Yes." And it was the most beautiful package I ever delivered. It was so meaningful. And so whatever Bikkur Cholim is doing, you're really, really right on the right path. It's really special.
It was such a moving and emotional day, and it just goes to show that this community, we're not immune to anything, and we have to start talking about these things because it's important to be there for each other.
I got involved because I felt there's a tremendous, tremendous need for it in the community.
I started getting involved in the program because it's something that hits close to home.
After I went through what I went through, I just wanted to help anybody else going through anything similar.
I got involved because I thought that this is a very important thing that we should be having in our community. People need to talk about it. Nobody has to be so quiet about it, and no one has to feel alone.
I know that the girls' first phone call is the Kala teacher. Since we're dealing with such a delicate subject, and since the Kala teacher speaks to them about a delicate subject, they feel most comfortable, I would think, to call them first. So when I heard that this was being proposed in the community, I was ecstatic. I was very, very excited. I felt that there's really, really, really a very strong need for it.
Since the idea of this program came to be from two very amazing volunteers, we have since seen over 100 volunteers with interest in helping out with this program, many of them extremely active already. We've been very lucky to see an outpouring of support from across the community, from all walks of life, and our clients are from all walks of life. We're so excited to help every single person who makes the call or reaches out for help. We're here for you, we love you, and we'll take care of you.
The excitement I have comes from the fact that this, unfortunately, this question is very out there today. It's not a question that we're not dealing with. The question is, you know, what am I doing wrong? Will I be able to have children? The question is so out there. What do we do? Where do we go? It's all over the place. It's in the Ashkenaz world. It's in the newspapers. This is a subject that is always spoken about. So I feel like since it's under the auspices of SBH and the guidance of the community and the rabbis that we have in the community, I think that it's a very safe, healthy place for people to come to for advice, for guidance, and hopefully lead them in the direction that they need to go in.
Together as a community, we can come together to help each other. What you can offer, what I can offer, and what somebody else can offer is something completely different. Just to have as many people on board with helping each other and receiving help is so important to bringing this program to life and to helping one another.
Together we support.
Together we listen.
Together we learn. Together we care.
Together we connect.
Together we breathe.
Together we grow.
Allison, Jack Aney is not coming on the Zoom today. We are actually here to tell you that you are going to be receiving an award this year from SBH for all your work.
Ew. I'm gonna cry. Did you know about this? You know about this? That's why you told me to get dressed up. This is what I put on. Thank you guys. That's so wonderful and so shocking.
Allison, it is so well deserved.
So well
deserved. Been absolutely instrumental in carrying out this program. We would not be where we're at today without you, no question. Thank God you went to that dinner with Michael Beda. Thank God that you got involved. Think about how many people that you've helped.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Thank God. Guys, I couldn't do it without all of you. And I think we're just an incredible team. And I'm so thankful and I'm so grateful because we're we're doing so much for these women. So it's, I don't think I deserve this, but I appreciate it so much.
Oh, you so deserve this, Allison.
Very well deserved. Beautiful. We
Thank
couldn't
you so
have done this
much.
with anyone.
Abraham and baby are cheering. Thank you, everyone. This is really, it's so appreciated. I love this. I would do this with all of my heart.
You do it with all of your heart.
I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. I love it more than anything, and I'm so
It's all right,
thankful.
Allison. We got a lot of years ahead to work on this. Trust
Thank
me.
God.
We're
Thank
very
God.
busy.
Thank God.
Very
Let's make
busy,
this
God
its own
willing.
division. That's our goal. Let's do it.
Right.
Beautiful.
I love you guys.
Love you.
You're
Have
the
a great
best.
day.
Feel good. Take care of yourself.
This is
Lay
it.
low.
We
Lay
weren't
low.
having a meeting.
No,
We're
no,
not
we're
having
having
a
a meeting.
I
No
love
meeting.
you guys.
I'm Lori Shafrir. I'm the Senior Division Coordinator for the New Jersey branch of the SBH. I'm happy to be here with Lauren Hakeem to present this beautiful volunteer award.
It is my honor to present the Senior Division Award to Mickey Shagel for his amazing commitment to our community seniors. Mickey always goes above and beyond in all he does for our seniors, from driving them to programs, to checking in on them, to visiting them when they're sick. Mickey is inspirational and devoted to the community seniors. We are so fortunate to have this wonderful volunteer in our division.
Oh, thank you very much for this honor. I really don't deserve it. My pleasure to help the seniors. I mean, if it wasn't for them, I'd be bored out of my wits. I can't wait to get them back, and I'm just happy to help them all the time. Perfect. Thank you.
Our next singer tonight has been someone who's been counting down the days until this event. Someone who's been calling us day in and day out for the last 8 months, wanting to do something to Bikor Chalim, to help spread the message of Bikor Chalim, to help spread the word of Bikor Chalim. It is our honor tonight to have Nehemiah Katz perform for this Hanukkah celebration award ceremony. Nehemiah, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Abi, for the wonderful introduction. Chanukah Sameach to all of SBH. Mabruk and Mazal Tov to all of our heroes at SBH that were honored tonight. You should continue to do the great work that you do, and we hope that Bezrat Hashem that will bring the Mashiach b'meira b'yameinu. Amen.
Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, Hashem Himloch, Mi'olam va'ed. Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, Hashem Himloch, Le'olam va'ed.
Let's go! Come on, SBH, make some noise. Chanukah Sameach, let's roll!
Ahalel Hashem Elokim, v'yagalenu b'toda. Ahalel Hashem Elokim, v'yagalenu b'toda.
או י' וה' ו' וה' השם אלוקינו, השם אחד. י' וה' ו' וה' השם אלוקינו, השם אחד. השם מלך, השם מלך, השם ימלוך לעולם ועד. 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 Let's go! Yeah! Put your hands together. שמעתי שעושים פה מסיבה בלעדיי, אף אחד לא עושה את זה יותר טוב ממני. היי, נשים את הצרות מאחוריי, אני הולך עד שכולכם מג'נונים. היי, שמעתי שהתחלתם בלעדיי, אף אחד לא עושה את זה יותר טוב ממני. היי, הראש כבר מסתובב כולה מעי, ולא נעצור עד שכולכם מג'נונים. להיט, תרימו לי להיט, תרימו לב עולה, הקצב כאן עולה. מהפכה של שמחה, כי כולנו משפחה, ובנרקוד חי בטרור, כי הגיע הזמן לאור. ומעכשיו עולם שמחה, המשקיע והזריחה. השתגענו מודים, האם שופטים, הכן לומדים. אוי 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 אוי, אוי 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 אוי, let me hear you. אוי אוי אוי, אוי 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 אוי. האלוקים, האלוקים, רק תשמור על הלומדים, ותחבק אוהבים, שתמיד נהיה שמחים. האלוקים, האלוקים, רק תשמור על הלומדים, ותחבק אוהבים, שתמיד נהיה שמחים. חיי, תרים לי את הקהל, הם לא לומדים בכלל, תרימו את היד. מהפכה של שמחה, כי כולנו משפחה, ובנרקוד חי בטרור, כי הגיע הזמן לאור. ומעכשיו רק שמחה, המשקיע והזריחה. השתגענו מודים, האם שופטים, הכן לומדים. Let's go! Hey! Come on, it's Hanukkah, we believe in miracles. לפעמים מרגישים שהחיים כל כך קשים, מה יהיה עוד יום עוד שנה, אבל אני מחייך, לא דואג להמשך, כי יש לי אמונה. לפעמים מרגישים שהחיים כל כך קשים, מה יהיה עוד יום עוד שנה, אבל אני מחייך, לא דואג להמשך, כי יש לי אמונה. אני מאמין בניסים, אני יודע שיש אלוקים, והוא בורא עולם, הכוח של כולם, שומע את קולי, את קולי. אני מאמין בניסים, אני יודע שיש אלוקים, והוא בורא עולם, הכוח של כולם, ישלח לי את הנס, ישלח לי את הנס שלי. בשרות דאגות, החיוך נעלם, מחר תראה רק שחור, כי גם זה יעבור, והכל יצטדר, כי השם יעזור. יש תקווה אם נשיק כולנו יחד, יש אמונה חזקה מכל הפחד, לא ניפול, לא נרעד, כי אנחנו לא לבד, יש לנו השם אחד. יש תקווה אם נשיק כולנו יחד, יש אמונה חזקה מכל הפחד, לא ניפול, לא נרעד, כי אנחנו לא לבד, יש לנו השם אחד. Let's go! Yeah! יש אנשים שלא מרגישים את הלהבה שמוארת מבפנים, היא בתוך הנשמה מאירה וחמה. יש אנשים מחפשים את האורות במקומות הרחוקים, את הניצוץ התמידי שבכל יהודי. זה הסוד המלבדו אינן, אז ניתן יד ביד ונרקוד. Time to light the fire now. תדליק את האש, תגילי אם יש, נעיר את הלילה, הלילה כולו. תדליק את האש, תגילי אם יש, נשאיר עד הבוקר, הבוקר יבוא. תדליק את האש, תגילי אם יש, נעיר את הלילה, הלילה כולו. תדליק את האש, תגילי אם יש, נשאיר עד הבוקר, הבוקר יבוא. תדליק את האש, תגילי אם יש, נעיר את הלילה, הלילה כולו. תדליק את האש, תגילי אם יש, נשאיר עד הבוקר, הבוקר יבוא. Thank you very much, SBH. We love you. Chanukah Sameach.
Hi everyone. One of the things that I love about SBH is its annual award ceremony. It's an opportunity to recognize those among us who are special and really devoted to the betterment of SBH and its broader mission of assisting with our community. Tonight I have the distinct privilege of presenting the Margaret Mishon Alav Shalom Award. The criteria for that award is someone who has an exemplary devotion and service to the SBH mission and is a behind-the-scenes hero. I had the opportunity to serve on the board with Margaret Mishon a number of years when I first joined the board. She was a very special, quiet, dignified person who was devoted to her mission, had no agenda, and when she spoke, although quietly, everyone listened. Everyone was well aware and impressed with her commitment and devotion to SBH and its mission. She was truly a special person. This year's award, I have the privilege of presenting it to Rachel Hazen. I've had the opportunity to watch Rachel grow, as I've seen other young people on our board grow, and Rachel is exemplary in that regard. My first awareness of Rachel's accomplishments is when she took over the publishing of the Source magazine. It was an excellent magazine at that point, but Rachel brought it to a whole other level, on a level that's professional and looked like it was done by a Madison Avenue advertising firm. And it really delivered the message for SBH into our community and helped everyone be much more aware of the broad array of services that SBH provides for our community. It's an amazing accomplishment, and I look forward to seeing every issue of the Source. The next project I saw that Rachel took upon herself was the development and refinement of the logo. Most of us on the board did not want to lose the original SBH logo. It meant a lot to us. But it needed updated, it needed refinement, and Rachel took it upon herself to develop a revised, updated, modernized, but still traditional logo. And while it took everyone on the board to really fully appreciate her vision, it was unanimously approved. She also developed a system where it went throughout SBH's different divisions so that it was unified in every way, and it gave a brand image to SBH in a way that, again, you wouldn't find in any professional agency at all. Rachel was able to do it quietly and really in a way that's so committed and so effective that I really have a hard time even finding the words to describe how great it was. A tremendous accomplishment. A few years ago, Rachel asked me to join her on her mission of creating a fertility division with SBH. If Rachel asks, you don't say no. And also, Rachel is one who never says no to anything. And the first mission was to navigate relationship with outside agencies to see how we could manage that and work and preserve SBH's mission along with assisting other agencies to work together with us. It was an interesting task, and we were able to do it in a very meaningful way, and Rachel was steadfast the entire way to make sure we got it done properly. And I found this to be a very important mission. I really identified with the fertility division, and I found it amazing the commitment that she and her associates and colleagues were able to bring to the table. The culmination of that at the time was the launch of the event at Lawrence Avenue Synagogue in the summer before last. It was an amazing event. Hundreds of people attended, and it brought the subject of fertility, which at that time was almost a no-no discussion, brought it to the forefront, and we realized how many people in the community are affected by fertility issues. And Rachel had the vision to coordinate the event and chair the event and told her story as well, along with other courageous women of our community who also told their stories to make everyone feel that the subject is no longer taboo. I learned so much. You would imagine at my age, you figure you learned everything. I've been learning so much by working together with Rachel and her team. It's something that I never imagined. I'm very touched by this project and feel very privileged that I had the chance to do it. So for me, when I was asked to present this award to Rachel, in a heartbeat, I said, yes, I'd be happy to do it. So to you, Rachel, and to your family, and to your mom and dad, your mom a founding member of SBH, and your dad is an exemplary leader of our community, I wish to congratulate you for your exemplary accomplishments on behalf of SBH. All my blessings to you, Rachel. Congratulations for an honor well deserved.
First and foremost, Ronnie, that was probably one of the highlights of my life, to be receiving an award from you, one of my mentors and role models, and somebody that I look up to every day, and whose vision I always feel like is the ultimate in our community. So I just have to say that first and foremost. Secondly, this is definitely an honor and a privilege. I have so many people to thank, so give me a second. First, my mother is a founding member of this organization, which started in 1974. Just a few people sitting around the table asking the question, what more can we do? I actually, in my work for the SBH Source, found a paper, meeting notes from a board meeting that took place on August 8th, 1988, which was 1 week after my mother was overdue with me. So she was present. And I think that's just a testament to the kind of house that I was brought up in, always going above and beyond for this community and always feeling like it's our responsibility. And I think that is such a testament to how I feel about SBH. It's our responsibility to be here, to give back, to take your ideas and make them into reality. And it's really for everybody. I always say that SBH is not one person or 1 year or one idea. It's a movement towards bettering our community life. And it's going to be here forever. And everyone takes part in that, whether you're on the giving end or the receiving end. It's really for everybody. I also want to thank my family, my husband, Eddie, and my kids, Shia, Barbara, and Linda. I love them all. And my best friend, Danielle Mandalawi, who got me involved in this organization when I was 17 years old. And really always is somebody I also always look up to and love tremendously. Thank you so much. This is such an honor, and I can't wait to see what's next.
It is a great privilege and honor to present this year's Mickey Carey Chesed Shel Emet Award to Michelle Sasson. Most of us know Michelle as the co-chair of the food pantry. For years, we have seen Michelle coordinate meals for those in the hospital, for seniors, and for families struggling to obtain the most basic of necessities. However, it was the pandemic that really brought the food division to the forefront of SBH, where Michelle took control at the hub. Food became the #1 request, and she became the #1 person to coordinate everything. She worked with volunteers and staff, with donors and government agencies, and even her own family members to provide thousands of meals fulfilling all requests. She's a powerhouse, yet never looked for credit or recognition. But for those who only know Michelle as the star of the food division, you are missing her long SBH journey. She started out in high school as part of the youth committee and went on to work at SBH as a secretary in the mid-1980s. Michelle told me how she used to sit in the office with Mickey Carey as they counted the money from the tzedakah boxes he collected. She went on to be a volunteer for the auction, eventually chairing it, and continued as a volunteer once her children became involved in SBH, ultimately becoming a board member. It is befitting to present this award to a person who spent her life helping others. May Hashem always grant you the strength, compassion, and motivation to continue your charitable, selfless work. It is truly an honor to not only work with you, Michelle, but to call you my friend. Congratulations.
Wow, thank you. Michelle, that was beautiful. I'm really honored to be here right now. I love being part of SBH. I think this organization is the best thing that ever happened to our community. I love being able to help people, seeing the smiles on people's faces when they get their food delivered to their homes. I love being part of a larger group of people. I've always been very proud of being able to bring SBH into my home, into my children's lives. I was very happy to see that they became part of this organization. They took it to a different level, and because I saw them doing it, I continued doing what I did.
Congratulations to Joe Madelon on being awarded the very special Doug Ballin Award. This award is really a long time coming. We always laugh and joke about how Joe grew up as a toddler under the table in the allocation room at SBH with his mom. And I think it's so beautiful how Joe learned by example from his parents, who founded this organization probably 50 years ago, and how he carries on their legacy. I remember when Joe started as a social worker here, what is it, like 10 years ago? He was young, a bit timid, but when I first met him, I knew he was going to be a star. His work ethic, his love for people, his ability to connect, his humor, all made me know he was going to be destined for greatness. And Joe really climbed that ladder, and he is now the director of the Client Services Division, which is the core of what SBH does. And I have the privilege of co-chairing that division and working with him very closely. You know, what I think is most unique about Joe is that most people in this world have a job. Joe lives his job. SBH is his life. The staff members are his family. Our clients are his family. The community is his family. And he'll leave no stone unturned in trying to help them in any way that he can. It is really an honor to work with you, Joe. Congratulations on this award.
I'm thrilled to present the Douglas Ballin Distinguished Staff Member Award to Joseph Madelon this year. Joe, as everyone knows, is director of our client division, the heart and soul of SBH. And this year, more than any other year, the community has relied on him and this division. And as always, he's been there to answer the call 24/7, always putting the community and our clients ahead of any of his own personal needs. And I couldn't imagine giving it to anyone more deserving than Joe Madelon. Specifically, the commitment that he has towards our clients, towards this community, and for SBH is really inspiring. I love seeing his passion every single day for the work. And most importantly, the most admirable trait that I see is just the love that he exudes, not only for the clients, but for his team, for SBH in general, and just honored to have him on the team. Congrats, Joe.
Joseph, may you continue to go from strength to strength and always be healthy and safe, and your family healthy and safe, so you continue to help others. It's my pleasure that my name is on your award, and I hope and pray that we will always be able to be friends and work together and see the best that SBH has always had to give ourselves and others. Thank you.
Waking up each morning and knowing that you're getting to work for SBH, to me, it's a dream come true. You know, I grew up getting to watch two chesed giants in action. My parents. My mom, Barbara Madelon, is someone who worked for SBH for free, day and night. That's all she did. When I was a kid, 24/7, she lived in SBH. She's someone who created so many of the programs that we still have today. The concept of a captain, she created that. My dad, Dr. Madelon, served as the president for 11 years for SBH. My grandpa, Abdul, God bless him, 25 years as the treasurer. So for me, the words Bikor Chalim, it just meant something that my parents and my family did for a living. You know, I've been working for SBH from the ages of 23 to now I'm 35. I could not have done it without my lovely wife, Fortune, there for me every step of the way. The 24/7 attitude that we approach to this work, the crazy hours, the crazy interventions, the nonstop, really the thank you goes to her. She's someone who has chesed in her DNA. When trouble strikes, she's the first person on the scene, and she's someone that you want in your corner to help. To my children, my angels, Barbara, Esther, Bobby, Gita, Hannah, I love you so much. And I'm so excited for you kids to grow up continuing to do chesed for the community and for SBH. You know, when I was a kid, the name Doug Ballin, it was a mythical figure to me, because all I heard growing up was, Doug saved the day. You can't believe what Doug just did. Doug's incredible. And then as I became an adult, having the opportunity to watch this Doug in action, learn from him, grow because of him, receiving an award that's named in his honor, words can't describe how I'm feeling. It's humbling. And Doug is the most humble man you'll meet. Someone who is always the smartest man in the room, controlling everything from behind the scenes nonstop, but never taking anything for himself. So humble, you never know. He acted like he's just a regular man, even though he's the opposite from being regular. To me, he's a mentor for life. This award, this amazing award, it's not an individual honor, but rather it's a celebration of the incredible team around me. It's a celebration of people like Nathan Krasnowski, Jack Aney, people who are really just massive hearts disguised as humans. It's a celebration of people like Fortune Faham and Harold Dweck, who have been my partners in crime every step of the way. It's a celebration of our case management chairs, admission chairs, our board members, the greatest people in the entire world, all living under one SBH roof. It's a celebration of our social workers, the most devoted, incredible team of people that you'll ever find. It's a celebration of a captain going above and beyond to help a family who needs help, to be that shoulder to lean on. It's a celebration of you, the volunteers who care so much for being there for our fellow community man and being that shoulder to lean on. Lastly, I'd like to thank Hashem for giving me the opportunity for my life's work to be able to help others and bring people together. Now that's a dream come true. Thank you.
There is no person I know more deserving of the Joseph D. Beta Leadership Award than Victor Grazi. There's also nobody for whom this award is more fitting. I grew up knowing how close you and my dad were, how much you respected each other, and how much you aspired to follow in his footsteps of chesed, community activism, kindness, and respect for your fellow man. And here we are, Victor, almost 2 decades later, me having the honor of honoring you with the SBH Joseph D. Beta Award. I'm tempted to say, who could have imagined a moment as beautiful and poetic as this one? But we both know who could have imagined that. Like my father, you chose to take on a larger, more formal leadership role as the president of SBH. In that role, you helped thousands in our community, and the process contributed enormously to the continuation not only of my father's legacy, but also of the work he did at SBH, and the work all the wonderful people at SBH continue to do. Under your presidency, SBH embarked on new and important initiatives that have helped countless community members over the years, and those initiatives continue with us to this day. There have been many times when Victor's great sense of humor, calm demeanor, steady hand, and his willingness to always answer the call has served our community well. The most recent example of this is the current COVID crisis. Victor's contributions, not only in his capacity as a doctor, but also as a respected, trusted, and concerned community leader, saw him hosting medical webinars, panels with rabbis addressing halakhic issues arising from COVID, strategizing across organizations to coordinate effective responses to changing circumstances, and countless other private and public initiatives he has personally undertaken to protect the health and well-being of our community. Many of you have already known all that about Victor. What you may not know is the role that Victor has come to play in our family since my dad's passing, and what makes this moment all the sweeter. Although he is our cousin, my brother Jeff, my sister Shirley, and I often call him our uncle. He is a patriarchal figure, a senior advisor, a family treasure. He is the person who reminds us the most of our father in all the big and small ways. His sense of humor, his mannerisms, his kindness, his ability to listen, his caring coupled with his willingness to get involved, and even his capacity to be tough when the situation calls for it. But what is perhaps most like my dad is his perseverance, his determination to hold on to hope, often against all reason and without any evidence to support it, but to nevertheless get up each and every day and believe that this season the Rangers can win the cup. Victor, you deserve the Joseph D. Beta Award, and it is my honor to present it to you, our favorite cousin, Uncle, Dr. Victor Grazi. Thank you.
Thank you so very much for this recognition. Shortly after my uncle Joseph D. Beta passed away in April of 1997, my Aunt Barbara shared with me some of his personal journals, his personal writings, where if he read something that he thought was interesting, something that was relevant to the work he was doing, he would jot it down. Some of the things he wrote himself. And in preparing for this talk, I went back and reviewed some of those materials, and I'd like to share with you a quote in his journal, his personal journal, written by one of his most favorite authors, Viktor Frankl. And I quote, "It will be difficult, but in time, you will get over the heartbreak." 23 years later, so many of us in this community still find that to be a difficult task. When Jack Aney called me and asked me if I would be willing to accept the Joseph D. Beta Award from Sephardic Bikor Cholim, I responded yes before he finished the question. I seek no personal recognition. What I was seeking and was provided to me with that one request from Jack was another link in the chain, another way to connect, another way to keep myself bonded to the life, the teachings, the Torah of Rabbi David Feinstein said shortly after his passing in 97, our community is Gadol Hador Bechesed, the leading luminary figure in our community for acts of chesed. But that's not where my relationship with Uncle Joseph started. As a child, I remember going with him to ball games, Ranger games, football games. I remember going with him playing ball outside. When I got older and I moved to Philadelphia for college and medical school, the phone would ring in my dorm and he'd say, "Hey, I'm on the turnpike. I'm coming down to Philadelphia, taking you out for dinner." Once I moved back to New York, once a summer we'd spend an afternoon on a boat, just the two of us. Rent a boat, spend a little time fishing and a lot of time talking. And only after his passing did I realize that my relationship with this luminary, with this giant, had absolutely nothing to do with Bikor Cholim. Had absolutely nothing to do with the lasting imprint he would leave on this community. My relationship with him was an uncle-nephew, or as he would describe it, big brother, little brother, for he was the big brother I never had, and I was the little brother that he never had. And so, since his passing, I've been looking for a way to continue the link, metaphysically. Not in mementos, not in letters or photographs alone, but in keeping myself linked to him and his life's calling. Which is why shortly after his passing in 1997, when Bikor Cholim asked me to join the board, I did so. Which is why in the year 2000, when Bikor Cholim asked me to serve as president, I did so. And I remember saying at the time, I can never fill my uncle's shoes, but I sure as hell wanted to try them on. And it's for that reason and that reason alone that I gratefully and with tremendous humility accept this award. I was once asked by a yeshiva if they could use my name as a fundraiser during one of their fundraising campaigns, and I was quite hesitant to do so. I remember Uncle Joseph telling me every once in a while it's important to give people the opportunity to say thank you. And so I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you to the founders of SBH, the Madelons, the Bijous, Elliot Beebe, all of whom have been previous recipients of this award. I'd like to thank the presidents who preceded me, Dr. Madelon, Freddie Bijou, Sammy Sutton, Dr. Ballas, and those who succeeded me, Lee Cohen and Jack Aney. I'd like to thank all the volunteers across this great community who have made Bikor Cholim what it is today. It is for that reason that I say I don't think there's a family in our community that's not been touched by Bikor Cholim, either on the giving or on the receiving end. I'd like to thank Doug Ballin, who served as executive director during my term, Ronnie Towell and Chucky Mamie, who were by my side every difficult decision that we made and were also previous recipients of this distinguished award. Of course, I need to thank the Beta family. Aunt Barbara, my cousins David and Rochelle, Jeffrey and Nava, Shirley and Sammy, for allowing me into their husbands' and their fathers' orbit all those years. And of course, my own family, my wife Joanne, and my children. I'd like to conclude by completing the original quote that I read because I only read you half of it. It was a teaser. Once again, Viktor Frankl, as composed in Uncle Joseph's diary, said, "It will be difficult, but in time you will get over the heartbreak. And you may discover a beauty about life that you have never known." I believe we can say as a community, I know that I can say personally, that 23, 24 years after his passing, despite the heartbreak, we've overcome and we have been able to discover a beauty about life. We've been able to discover a beauty about Joseph D. Beta, the legacy that he left us, and the everlasting imprint in our community. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. I once again congratulate all of the honorees and all the awardees. I thank everybody who was involved in making tonight so special. Everybody who put this together tonight. It wasn't easy at all. It was certainly more difficult due to the pandemic, but you really did an unbelievable job. I thank all the volunteers who make SBH what it is and make our community what it is. And I do hope that you get involved, that you join us, and that next year we can award hundreds of these to all of you. You are SBH, and SBH is part of you. Thank you for making our community the wonderful community it is. See you next year. Happy holidays.